I was late yesterday. I hope I don't hit that dead spot again. But I will wait to talk until I get around the corner. Okay. Caitlin and Tony. Okay. Sorry, I think my coffee's about to spill, but well, just can't. I don't have more than two hands, so that'll be fine. All right, let me get past the spot. Oh, it's cloudy again here. I think we haven't seen the sun a full day. I don't know, like 2 weeks. Okay, let's see if it stays connected. Maybe it will. Hey, Jess. Staying connected. It's over here. Ooh, I think we're good. Okay, so I had no idea what I was going to talk about until, for whatever reason, my brain woke up around, not woke up, but a lot of things that I had been thinking about came into my mind last night at, I don't know, 8 o'clock or so. People are rushing this morning. That's not the norm for around here. Okay, I'll turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. Okay. Hold on. Anyways, I'm not going to worry about that. I can't do that right now. Okay, I'm here. It's good. All right. So I had been thinking about, and you guys can write whatever you know in the comments or here. This is just like a talk, and I have no idea what I'm really talking about other than bits and pieces. I thought I knew a little more, and now I'm having to backtrack and think about things again. Hey, Melissa. So I was thinking about dimensions, different dimensions. And I used to have the thought, it's kind of like when you come to truth about the realm, you know, I had the thought at first that the different dimensions could be the different spiritual, the heavenlies. I should say that first. I was comparing a few years ago the dimensions and the heavenlies. So the Bible talks about 3 heavens. Okay, and so I don't have a problem with that, the 3 heavens. So we have our realm, and then we have the spiritual realm above that, the heavenlies, and then we have where the Most High resides above it all, right? And so we know a lot of traffic for this first day back for people. We know that the spiritual battles usually happen between here and the second heaven, right? Now, dimensions, though, I'm going to change my mind, and I'm going to backtrack, and I'll have to look at it again. And I've heard a couple theories, and then I asked a friend of mine, and he is really good with math and sciences, but he still is, on the one side of the realm's shape. So it's interesting, he's a truther, but he believes Einstein. I don't know. Anyways, so I was asking him about 2D, 3D, and I asked, is there a 4D and a 5D? And he said that they could be among each other, that different dimensions, some dimensions curl up between each other, some And he gave me the explanation like I've heard before. I don't know if it was from him or another video or somewhere that I watched, that I've also heard this on other like videos a long, long time ago in church. But if you are a 2D person on a flat piece of paper, like a stick person, and there's no up, down, or sideways because there's no 3D, there's no three-dimensional way of looking at things like we have. If a 2D person, a flat, like flat Stanley kind of person, visited here and then tried to go back and explain it to his 2D friends, he wouldn't be able to do it. So we, a lot of times in the 3D realm, cannot experience what's happening in the 4D or 5D, even if there is that. But, hi Wendy, I do think now that between the heavenlies, there's spiritual entities, but I wonder if some dimensions also have spiritual entities. And I would say, I was thinking also, are the other dimensions outside of our realm that we know as Earth? Like that's why they talk about planets and things. Now, in the Bible, it says how some demonic entities or entities in general go back to the uninhabitable and dry places. And when I studied deliverance type things, the people that I would watch, which they were very reputable, very Yah-fearing people, they would pray against spiritual attacks that way, to go to the dry, uninhabitable places, which I think is outside our dimension. But there's also the dimension, and see, this is where I'm having to look things up again. There's it's either the dimension or the spiritual realm of dreams that we have, are just obviously our subconscious realm, where we are actually in a different, so maybe I would say different dimension. So different realms equals different dimensions, and then the heavenlies and different things are concerning the spiritual battle between heaven and hell, I guess, if you want to say it that way. That's probably not the best of terms. Hey, Jonathan. So that's what I've been pondering. Like I said, at first I wanted to understand the heavenlies were the same as different dimensions, but now I'm going back and thinking that the different dimensions are separate from the heavenlies. And so beyond that, and maybe beyond like the ice wall and stuff, there's different realms and different dimensions. So then do they have different heavenlies, but Yah is over it all? I still think that the Most High is so he's the Most High, so he's over everything, even over everything that we are not a part of, So yeah, I'm trying to kind of mull over in my mind what I have heard. So I think that's kind of where possible myths have, I'm sorry, am I talking too loud? Possible myths or mythological stories may have taken place. That's kind of my own theory, because I think there is a little bit of truth in those stories, but they didn't happen in our realm. So what I'm saying is, hold on, there's a little bit of traffic. Sorry, gotta focus for a second. Okay. So I think there's interdimension. Is that a word? Interdimensionality? Interdimensions? Yes. And on top of the spiritual realms, heavenlies, yes. Do they intertwine? Oh, that's my big question. And I guess I could say if we as humans can experience those different things, then yes, that they could intertwine. And like I said, if Yeshua had said, go to the evil entities, go to the dry and uninhabitable places, that's to me in a different dimension. He's not sending them to the heavenlies. He's not sending them back to the realm of spiritual battle, really. He's sending them other places, which brings another point up about so when Michael the archangel was fighting Satan to bring the message to Daniel and things like that, which we know that's just one instance where it was told that that happened, but it does happen, frequently. We don't know how much, but that is that realm, that second heaven where they battle. So I'm just mulling that over in my mind. It makes sense. Someone also said, my friend who was talking about the ether, the ETHER, and he made a very good point, which I was thinking also, but I had to go to sleep and I couldn't share with him. But I agreed with him. He said, is the Holy Spirit the actual ether? Which means, like in Genesis, how the Spirit moved over the waters and the deep. Which that was a whole nother study, because I started studying in depth the Paleo Hebrew, which Mem came up again as deep. So, or the deep. But, what was I saying? I forgot. Totally lost my train of thought. Yes, Melissa, yeah, archangels are completely different. Okay, the ether. So the Spirit moved over the face of the waters. And then by the breath of Yah, things were created. Breath. And so what he was saying was, is the ether the actual Holy Spirit? But then he and I agreed that it was... I don't think he's the actual ether, because we know that in that spiritual realm, the ether is where the spiritual battle happens. And he said it would be like blasphemy because, and I thought the same thing, because that is also where evil moves. So the both the Holy Spirit and evil cannot move in the same ways, correct? But they can move in the same places. Okay, so I love talking about this stuff. The reason it was on my mind so late at night, I actually don't know why, but when you're in the normie world, you just kind of have to get sucked into that for a little while. And so when I get home, I can think about the other things that matter, So, Mem is your favorite. Yeah, Wendy, I'm going to have to get... I'm wondering which one's my favorite too. But I've been studying, but it's pronounced O-R, light. And then light and water together, because Yeshua is the living water, and water brings refreshment, and light, he is the light of the world. And anyways, that's a whole different topic. I know, Lynn, and I'm saying, and when as many people as I talk to every day, so I have 22 students right now, so that's 22 separate people I talk to. I talk to about 3 or 4 or 5 coworkers a day, maybe more. What is that? 27 to 28, 29, 30 people, and then study Genesis with my children a little bit. We have to go over some essence. So I think we're going to make it into a Bible study. And I think I will get a flashlight and shine it in some water and let them observe. We're going to talk about observational skills in the Bible versus that crappy newspaper that I have to work with. I mean, I'll reference it, but I'm going to passively let them compare their own observations with what we read. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I'll have to read that later, Wendy, because it's a longer comment, but thank you. I'm on track to, yes, I'm on track to finding out more about names also, Wendy. That was my next step. But, and actually, Wendy, I'll text you maybe later about something. So yeah, that was my thought last night. And very special to me. I had a lot of great insights, still talking about how the Holy Spirit moves or where the Holy Spirit moves, and then he actually led me to see some more Paleo Hebrew within, a context and something fell. A context and understanding. So it was pretty cool. Okay, I have talked long enough. That was a longer one, but a lot to ponder. So I'm going to be thinking about that for a little while. But blessings, and yeah, give me your thoughts.